Hey, this is Brian B. So I have a pretty special lesson for you today, and in this tutorial I'm actually going to show you a couple of different variations of the quote-unquote urban style or the graffiti style of the alphabet letters. So as you can see here, if you see my other videos before, then you know that I talk about the different elements that you can apply to specific lettering like perspective, flow, and contrast. So in this case, we got a couple of different things going on. We have the organic style, which is I guess you can say the most complex style you have here, and then you have the block letter, which is the I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it, and then the wild style, which you might have seen before on freight trains, or this is kind of like a old school type of style that you might have seen done by OGs. Okay, so let's get started real quickly. Let's start with something simple. Let's start with the block letter, so starting with the B. Now, you know that if you see my other videos, then you know that I talk about the pillars of the letter. And then these are the pillars, the bigger part here. Alright, that's a pillar, and then the bridge is what goes across. So here, that's the bridge. So pillar and bridge of the letter. So for block letters, what you want to do is, you see this is a B obviously, and it's really, at face value. There's nothing more to it. What you want to do in this case, when you want to turn a B like this into a block letter, you want to basically add in contrast or extreme contrast between the pillar and the bridge. So what happens here is you make the pillar a lot fatter, and then you shrink the bridge down so it's a lot thinner, so it gives that nice effect. Nice and simple. So you want to have it nice and straight and everything just solid. Okay, so let's go on to the organic style. So this style is actually quite interesting. This is probably the most complex style, I would say, because first of all, this style is pretty difficult to explain how to basically construct it, because there's a lot of irregularity. All right. So the paradox here is I'm trying to teach you to predict the unpredictable, but I'm gonna try anyway. So as you can see here, this is the A. This is supposed to be A. If you can't recognize it, it's all good. But this is the regular A at face value. So what you want to do first of all, if you want to create that organic style, is you want to apply the perspective to the A. So if you haven't seen if you see my other videos on applying perspective, then you'll know what I'm talking about. First of all, you want to apply perspective to the pillars, so it looks like something like this. All right, and then after that, you want to apply flow, which makes it turn into something like this. Okay, so you can see the pillars. There's a nice curvy type of line going on, and it has a lot more flow, and it's a lot more dynamic and eye-catching. So once you have that, you can see here I blew it up just a little bit, and then I start adding the details onto it. And then it does take a little bit of practice, but once you get used to it, you'll know where to put in the details and make it make sense. So the key here, the add-ons, the details here, they must complement but not distract you from the actual alphabet letter. Okay, so again, what you want to do is you want to add perspective, add flow, and then from that point on, you can add on the other add-ons or the details. Okay, so you get something like this from here to here. This is the organic style. There are other terminologies for it, but I'm calling it the organic style for now. And then lastly, we have the quote-unquote wild style. So how this one works, it's a little bit different. So we have the E at face value. What you want to do is you want to actually break it down into the simple, straight on just writing. And then from there, you want to actually tweak it and see how you can change it in a way that makes sense. And well, you want to make it more complex, but still make it make sense, right? So from here, boom, 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 and then finally I get something like this. So you got to understand the structure of the letter very well for you to do this and still make the letter make sense. Okay, so once you have something like this, you can turn it into pillars. So you can tell they're all pillars now. Boom, boom, boom. Everything's nice and straight. And then from this point on, well, there's a little bit of perspective applied to this, but you want to keep it at a minimal so you stick to that wild style type of flavor. Okay, and then from here, what you want to do is you want to apply flow to the different pillars, and flow goes something like this in this case. Okay, so once you do this and you do it correctly, then you get something like this, which is the quote-unquote wild style type of lettering, wild style. Okay, so again, organic style, block letter, and wild style. So those are the 3 different styles. I hope you learned something. Until then, stay tuned. I hope you like this video. Make sure to check out my website to get the free Urban Design Crash Course program. In this program, you're going to learn 3 fundamental design skills and a bunch of cool stuff. Alright, so I'll see you there.